Hello friends, so we'll start with the next lecture that is plasmid isolation. So we'll start this before going to isolate your plasmid in molecular laboratory. We need to prepare some solutions or buffers or reagents. And the first one is if we go with the manual, that is your alkaline lysis method manually, not kit based. Kit has their own protocols, and they do those protocols you have to follow according to the manufacturer's instruction. But if you don't have kits and you want to isolate your plasmid after transformation, then you can go with the manual method. It is very easy, very simple method, and you can isolate huge concentration of plasmid from very small volume of culture. So before going to the procedure how to go about culture, and then we have to isolate the plasmid, what we need to prepare some reagent. So the first one is in alkaline lysis we need to have three solution. The first one is solution 1, second one is solution 2, third one is solution 3. Solution 3. So what is solution 1? Solution 1 is your combination of three things, that is glucose, trace buffer, trace Cl, and then you need to have EDTA. So what is the concentration of glucose and all that? So for glucose you need to prepare 50, it should have 50 millimolar concentration. Trace you have to have 25 millimolar trace, and EDTA you have to have 10 millimolar EDTA, and the pH of these two should be 8. So this is your solution 1, and I have prepared one video or one short lecture how to prepare TE buffer or trace or their stocks. That in that you can go through how to prepare these trace Cl and EDTA stock solutions. So then solution 2 has two things. One is SDS and NaOH. So how much concentration you need SDS? SDS you need 1% SDS, and then NaOH you need 0.2 normal NaOH. So for preparing all these working solution you need to prepare stocks. So for trace Cl you can prepare 1 molar trace. For EDTA you can prepare 0.5 molar EDTA. For SDS you can prepare 10% SDS, and for NaOH you can prepare 5 normal NaOH solution, like that. And then solution 3 has potassium acetate, and you will have glacial acetic acid. So how much potassium acetate? You need to have 3 molar potassium acetate, and glacial acetic acid it should have 5 molar. So for that you have to add how much volume and how much concentration you have to prepare. So these are three solutions which we are going to use during plasmid isolation. Then the fourth one is your you need to have phenol chloroform 1:1 preparation. So you need trace saturated phenol and chloroform, that you have to prepare 1:1 ratio. Means if you are taking 5 ml of this, just take 5 ml of chloroform, and then you will have 1:1 preparation. Then you will need to have 70% alcohol fresh, 70% alcohol, and this also you have to prepare fresh, this also you have to prepare fresh, and solution 2 you have to prepare fresh. So solution 1 you can prepare 1 day before, solution 3 you can prepare 1 day before, but for phenol chloroform mixture and 70% alcohol, that should be prepared freshly. And then sixth one is your TE buffer, 10 millimolar trace and 0.2 millimolar EDTA, that is TE buffer you have to prepare. So these all solutions you need for the plasmid isolation. And these solutions are basically just to lyse the cell. Some are just to prepare to maintain the pH, and like we can discuss like trace Cl is a buffer, it will provide buffering condition. EGTA, it will chelate all the calcium ions or positive charged ions and help in the, it has two functions. It will also help in the lysis of the membrane, and it secondly it also helps in the you're preserving your nucleic acid from the degradation. As this, it will help in lysis of the cells, and NaH also, it will also help in the lysis, and potassium acetate, it will help in the precipitation of your large DNA molecule. So whenever you are working with large DNA molecules like genomic DNA or plasmids or very long larger molecules, so there you can use potassium acetate for the precipitation. Otherwise, if you are working with small oligonucleotides, or if you are working with small PCR products, 200-300 base pair or 1000 base pair, for that you have to use 3 molar sodium acetate. So all these buffers we need to prepare advance just before the start of your plasmid isolation. So these are the reagents that you need to prepare, and there are some reagents that you have to prepare one day before, and there are some reagents that you have to prepare fresh on the same day just before your plasmid isolation. So if we start with the plasmid isolation, so how we can start? What you have to do, you just inoculate your 2 ml of LB media with your colony. So there are 3 types of preparation. One is your mini preparation, second is your midi preparation, and third one is your maxi preparations. One is your mini preparation. Mini preparation means if you are working with 1 to 2 ml of culture. Midi preparation is if you are working with 20 to 50 ml of your culture, and maxi preparation is if you are working with larger volumes like 200 ml or 500 ml, like that. So whenever you are isolating plasmid from 1 to 2 ml, it is mini preparation of plasmid. If you are working with 20 to 50 ml, then it is midi preparation, and if you are working with larger volumes like 200 ml or 300 ml or 500 ml, then it is maxi preparations. So according to these preparations, you have to change your volume for solution 1, 2, 3 and further steps. So here today we will discuss your mini preparations. So just inoculate your 2 ml media, LB media, with your colony which you have detected with the colony PCR that it is positive. So just inoculate and grow this colony on the shaker overnight as a culture. And remember one thing, you need to add antibiotic. While you are culturing, you need to add antibiotic solution to the media, right? So you just go with the 2 ml start. So if you go with the 2 ml, just add a proper antibiotic and let it be grow on shaker overnight as an overnight culture. And then the second step is, next day what you have to do, you just centrifuge to collect the cells. You have to collect all the cells. So at 4 degree, you just collect the cell, and centrifugation should be done at 1000 RPM for 5 to 10 minutes. Centrifuge for 5 to 10 minutes at 1000 RPM and to collect the cells. Once you have collected your cells to the cell pellet, remove. Now you have to decant the media, decant the supernatant, and to the cell pellet, just add 100 microliter of solution 1. What you have to add? You have to add solution 1. How much? 100 microliter. Then what you have to do? You just vortex it, because you have to lyse the cell. So you have to vortex the solution, and because you want to resuspend the cells. So once your cells are resuspended, now all the cells are in the solution and they will be lysed with the vortex. So go with the vortexing, and after vortexing, now you have in the YouTube all the cells are in suspension. To the suspension add solution 2. To the suspension add solution 2, that is just double the volume, 200 microliter. How much you have to add? Double the volume. So आप क्या करेंगे, इसमें just 200 microliter of your solution 2 add करेंगे. So because you know that in solution 2 you have to add, the third step is addition of solution 2. Addition of solution 2, 200 microliter. Now because solution 2 has SDS, so it is detergent, and if you vortex it or if you pipette it, then it will generate frothing. ठीक है? And if it generate the frothing, it is very difficult to collect the your plasmids, and working with the frothing is very difficult. So what you have to do, once you have added this solution, you have to invert your tubes like this. Suppose this is your tube MCT, you have to invert in the hand with the 4-5 times, just to mix the solution 1 and solution 2 gently. So you don't want to have the your frothing in the MCT, so just mix with the inversion. So you just invert 4 to 5 times to avoid generation of frothing. Then the fourth solution is add 150 microliter of solution 3. What you have to do? You have to the solution 2, you have to add 150 microliter of solution 3. Once you have added 150 microliter of solution 3, you just centrifuge this at 10,000 RPM for 10 to 15 minutes. What you have to do? You have to centrifuge at 10,000 RPM for 10 to 15 minutes at 4 degree. So अब आपका क्या होगा? सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन करने से क्या होगा? सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन करने से आपका जितना भी सुपरनेटेंट है और जो आपके प्रेसिपिटेट्स बने हैं, या जो आपके your debris, or you can say whatever left over, it will be separated from your nucleic acids. So how your tubes will, you can visualize. Once you have centrifugation is over, your tube, you will see, suppose this is your MCT, what you will see? You will see a thick precipitates like this, and thick precipitate like this, and here is your transparent liquid. This transparent liquid is of your interest because it has your plasmids. So this transparent liquid, you have to just take out this liquid gently without disturbing this debris, cellular debris. Do not disturb this. And if you go very rashly, if you pipe it out very rashly, you will disturb this, and it will come out with your tip. So using your 100 microliter or 200 microliter pipette, you just take out this transparent liquid and transfer to the next MCT. So this is your transparent liquid. Now once you have transferred, now you have taken out the transparent liquid, and it is transferred to a fresh MCT. Once it is transferred, now you have to do precipitation because you have to remove your protein part. So your fifth is To the transparent liquid, add equal volume of phenol and chloroform mixture. What does it mean? It means, suppose in MCT you have collected, suppose 200 microliter. Then add just 200 microliter of phenol chloroform mix. If it is 300 microliter, just add 300. So equal volume of phenol and phenol chloroform mix you have to add to this phase. So once you have added, you just mix it with your by inverting, and then you just do centrifugation at 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. Once you have added phenol chloroform mix, you just centrifuge this and you just add 10,000 rpm. You have to centrifuge for 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. Once you have once you have centrifugation is over, what you will see, you will have two phases. One is your aqueous phase, one is your organic phase. One you have organic phase and upper one is your aqueous phase. So now this aqueous phase is of your interest. You want this aqueous phase and you don't want this organic phase. So organic phase should be separated. So what you will do, you just pipette it out very slowly from the center and just take out the liquid. Transfer to the fresh tube. So what you have to do, after centrifugation you have to take out the aqueous phase and transfer this aqueous phase to the new MCT. Once you have transferred to the new MCT, what you have to do, you have transferred your aqueous phase. This is your aqueous phase, and now to this aqueous phase there are two options. One option is, some people they add chloroform, equal volume of pure chloroform, and again repeat the step. Why this chloroform is added as a optional? Because by adding equal volume of chloroform, suppose while you in the last step, if you are doing pipetting, sometime the organic phase also comes with the aqueous phase. So to remove that organic phase, because organic phase is miscible with the organic solvent only. So chloroform is organic solvent. So if you add chloroform again, it will, if the aqueous phase has some organic solvent remain, or it came with the pipetting, during pipetting, then it will take care. So chloroform, equal volume of chloroform is added to the mixture, and just to remove the leftover organic part. So now again do centrifugation 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes, and you don't have to do at 4 degrees. So you just do 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. Then what you have to do, again after centrifugation you have two phases. One is organic aqueous phase and other one is your chloroform phase. So take out your aqueous phase again and transfer to the new MCT. What you have done, you have to do, you have to transfer the aqueous phase. Once you have transferred this aqueous phase to this, now you don't have, take care, just remember that don't go very down to the interface between aqueous and your organic phase. Otherwise chloroform will come out with the along with your aqueous phase. So to avoid that, just leave it and 10 to 15 microliter or a very thin layer of aqueous phase. आप aqueous phase की एक thin layer इसमें छोड़ दो छोड़ने से क्या होगा, इट विल नॉट, द ऑर्गेनिक फेज विल नॉट come out with your aqueous phase. Now you have pure aqueous phase. So what you want next? You have aqueous phase containing your plasmids. Now you have to precipitate your plasmids. So how you will go with the precipitation? This aqueous phase, seventh step is to this aqueous phase you just add 2 volumes of absolute alcohol. What do you have to add? 2 volumes. Suppose this is 300, then you have to add 600 microliter. If it is 400, then you have to add 800. If it is 500, then add 1000 microliter. Right? So 2 volumes of absolute alcohol you have to add. You don't have to add salt here because you have already added potassium acetate in solution 3. जब भी हम precipitation करते हैं, alcohol precipitation करते हैं, that time we have to remember 2 things. As you are adding your alcohol for the precipitation, you need to add a salt which help in the precipitation. So here we don't have to add any salt because solution 3 has already potassium acetate which will help in the precipitation of your plasmids. Because plasmids are larger DNA molecules, so it will be precipitated by potassium acetate. So that you don't have to add. There are two options. After adding 2 volumes of absolute alcohol, some people, what they used to do, some students you can say, or some molecular biologists, what they do, either they keep the tubes for precipitation at -20 degree overnight, or they can go with the 1 hour precipitation step at -80 degree. आप अपनी ट्यूब्स को -20 ओवरनाइट और 1 घंटे के लिए -80 डिग्री पे रख सकते हैं. So if you have time to isolate your plasmid, means there is no hurry, then you can go with this -20 overnight. Or if you don't have any -80 degree storage, then you can go with the -20 also. Otherwise, you can prefer -80 for 1 hour. So if you give sufficient time for the precipitation, then it will precipitate your plasmid DNA molecules. Now, your incubation time, either 1 hour at -80 or overnight in -20 is over. Then next day, what you have to do? You have to centrifuge 10,000 RPM for 30 minutes at 4 degree. Remember that now this centrifugation should be done at 4 degree. Whenever you are working with phenol chloroform precipitation, that time you need to do all the centrifugation at room temperature. But whenever you have to do precipitations after addition of your alcohols and salts, that time you have to do your centrifugation at 4 degree. Now once you have done centrifugation, what you will see? You will see this is your liquid, this is your alcohol, and you will see a white precipitate here. आपको क्या दिखेगा? यहाँ पे white precipitate दिखेंगे. Now just remove this alcohol. Remove the alcohol. Once you have removed the alcohol to the palate, now next step is, once your precipitation is done, now you have to wash your palate. So what you have removed the alcohol, you have a very small white palate here. You have to wash this palate. So wash the palate with 70% alcohol. Add 1 ml of 70% alcohol to the tube, and just invert 4 to 5 times. What you have to do? You have to just invert the tubes. After addition of 70% alcohol, close the cap and just invert 4 to 5 times. So when you have inverted the tube, now what you have to do? You have to repeat the centrifugation 10,000 RPM for 15 minutes at 4 degree. आपको 4 डिग्री पे ही उसको 15 मिनट के लिए 15 मिनट के लिए you have to do centrifugation 10,000 RPM. Because if your palate, because sometimes the palate is very soft or flaccid palate, so to preserve that or to let it settle down at the bottom, you need to do centrifugation for 15 minutes at 4 degree. Once you have done your centrifugation, remove the alcohol. So this is your tube, this is your palate. Now after washing this white palate, before washing it is white palate, but after washing the color of the palate will change, either very light or you can say very it may be transparent, or the size of the palate is reduced. So it is very light white, very small dot like your palate, it is hardly visible. So you have to guess it where the palate is. So it may be transparent, it can be transparent because this white palate is because of your salts. आपका white palate क्यों बना था? क्योंकि आपने precipitation के time पे you have added alcohol, and to the alcohol you have in solution 3 potassium acetate and many other salts. So all the salts will precipitate along with this DNA molecule, these plasmids, and this plasmid molecule, now you have done washing after addition of your 70% alcohol. आपने क्या कर दिया? उसको wash कर दिया. Wash करने के बाद the color of the palate will change. Color means it is not white, it is towards the transparent, or the size will reduce to just dot-like structure. So now your palate is washed. What you have to do? You have to remove. Now you have to remove your alcohol, your 70% alcohol. आपको अपना 70% अल्कोहल को क्या करना है? आपने रिमूव करना है. So slowly you just take down your alcohol. Slowly go down and take out. Slowly go down and take out. Then when we are working with alcohol, the problem with the alcohol is suppose आपने इस एमसीटी से आपने अल्कोहल को निकाल दिया, but as you are taking out the alcohol, sometimes some drops will come. It will stick to the walls, and this is your palate. And जब आपका alcohol wall पे रह जाता है, so it will inhibit your further PCRs or for further your downstream applications. So what you have to do after removing the complete 70% alcohol, you just give a brief spin. Brief spin आपको एक देना है, so that all the alcohol will go down. अब ये alcohol यहाँ चला जाएगा बिल्कुल down. तो कैसे होगा आपका? ये आपका पैलेट है और यहाँ पे आपको एक छोटा सा अल्कोहल का पार्ट दिखेगा. नाउ जस्ट टेक योर 10 microliter tape and remove this your remaining alcohol without disturbing this palate. If your palate is not visible, then you have to wait for its evaporation. But अगर आपका अल्कोहल ज्यादा रह गया है, in that case you have to remove with your pipette tip. So टिप के जो आपका सबसे स्मॉलेस्ट वॉल्यूम है, दैट इज 10 माइक्रोलीटर पाइप है, उस पाइपेट से आपको उस अल्कोहल को रिमूव कर लेना है. यू जस्ट गो स्लोली, यू जस्ट गो डाउन एंड टेक आउट द वॉल्यूम. वंस यू हैव टेकन आउट, यू जस्ट प्लेस दिस ट्यूब विद ओपन. आपका इसका लिड ओपन करना है एंड देन प्लेस दिस ट्यूब फॉर ड्राइंग एट 37 डिग्री. आपको 37 डिग्री पे जो आपका ड्राई बाथ्स हैं, जस्ट प्लेस दीज ट्यूब्स, तो आपको जो अल्कोहल विल इवेपोरेट. एंड वंस योर अल्कोहल इज इवेपोरेटेड इट विल इवेपोरेट इन 3 to 4 minutes, roughly 3 to 4 minutes. If alcohol amount is not that much, it will evaporate in 3 to 4 minutes. So to that palate just add your 40 to 50 microliter of TE buffer. What you have to do? You have to add 40 to 50 microliter of TE buffer. You just tap it, and once you tap, all the plasmid molecules, it will go to the solutions. and that TE buffer is like their favorite solution to or favorite your reagent. So it will go to the buffer, and now your all the plasmid molecules are in the your TE buffer. So if your plasmids are in the buffer, so now you have to do two things. One is what you have to do, you have to add 1 microliter of RNase A. I have explained in the previous lecture how it will help. So you have to add 1 microliter of RNase A to degrade all the RNA molecules which are precipitated or isolated with the plasmid. So you have to remove this RNA molecule. So RNase A आप add करो, it will chew all the RNA molecules. Then second thing is after addition of RNase A or removing this RNase molecule, you have to measure the concentration. You have to measure the concentration. और आपको उसको क्या करना है, उसकी concentration measure करनी है. You have to see the concentration. You have to see the 260/280 ratio. You have to see 260/230 ratio. Both ratios you have to see. 260/280 ratio, 260/230 ratio. You have to see. Then third, what you have to do, you have according to the concentration, you have to just load 1 to 2 microliter of eluted plasmid on 0.8% agarose gel. What you have to do? You have to prepare 0.8% agarose gel and load this 1 to 2 microliter of plasmid in that agarose gel. So all three things. One, you are removing your RNA molecule. Second, you are measuring your concentration. You are looking the purity of your plasmid. 260/280 ratio. You are looking protein contaminations. You are looking for the organic contaminants, and then you are checking the quality of your plasmids. So quality of plasmids, if your 260